very concerned because it's slow. When I drive down the strip going to work in the morning and I barely see visitors out there.
Shalia Taylor is a housekeeper at Aria.
When I'm clocking in the morning, I look, I'm like, wow, it's pretty empty in here.
She's seen the slowdown.
So when you start not to see a lot of people, you start to worry, you know? And this is the time I'm worried.
What if I told you that those empty casino floors you're seeing aren't a sign of Vegas dying, but proof of a master plan so calculated it would make Wall Street jealous? Right now, as you watch this, Vegas executives are deliberately keeping their properties half empty, turning away business, and actually celebrating when locals stop showing up. This isn't incompetence. It's a coordinated strategy that's rewriting everything you thought you knew about Sin City. And once you understand what's really happening, you'll never look at Vegas the same way again. Number 10, the controlled slowdown strategy. Casinos aren't failing, they're filtering. Walk through Aria on a Tuesday afternoon, and you'll see it yourself. Entire sections roped off, half the restaurants closed, maybe 3 blackjack tables running in a space built for 20. This isn't budget cuts or bankruptcy. It's deliberate. Vegas discovered something revolutionary during the pandemic. When they reopened at 25% capacity, something shocking happened. Profits stayed steady. How? Because the people who showed up weren't your budget tourists hunting for $5 tables and comp buffets. They were high rollers dropping $500 per hand without blinking. The math is brutal but brilliant. One whale spending $10,000 is worth more than 50 tourists spending $150 each. Same revenue, but you need fewer dealers, less security, smaller cleaning crews, and lower overhead across the board. So properties started asking themselves, why chase volume when you can chase value? That's why you're seeing $50 minimums on weekday afternoons. Why basic rooms that cost $39 in 2019 now start at $150? Why the Mirage closed and Tropicana got demolished without anyone rushing to build budget replacements. They're not trying to fill every room anymore. They're trying to fill the right rooms with the right wallets. The empty feeling isn't failure. It's a filter working exactly as designed. They want you to think Vegas is too expensive, too exclusive, too out of reach. Because when only the big spenders show up, the house wins bigger than ever. But if you think that's manipulative, wait until you see what they're doing with their own employees. Number 9, the hidden staffing crisis. Many properties intentionally operate with skeleton crews to save millions on wages. That bartender serving 80 people alone, that's not a staffing shortage. That's a business model. Those 40-minute waits for drinks that make you give up and leave, that's the point. Here's what insiders won't say publicly. Vegas properties discovered they can run at 60% staffing while maintaining 90% revenue. The pandemic gave them perfect cover to slash payrolls, and they never brought those jobs back. MGM Resorts alone cut thousands of positions permanently, not temporarily, permanently. Former employees report being told explicitly, "We're not trying to serve everyone anymore." Gaming tables sit empty, not because they lack dealers, but because running them would mean paying dealers. Restaurants close at 9 p.m. not from lack of demand, but to avoid night shift premiums. The emptiness feeds itself. Fewer staff means fewer services, which means fewer guests, which justifies having even fewer staff. It's engineered decline, marketed as exclusivity. But the real exclusivity is happening with their pricing. Number 8, dynamic room pricing. Those $29 weekday deals, gone by design. Vegas hotels now use real-time pricing algorithms that spike rates to discourage casual travelers and favor high spenders. The same room that cost $89 on a random Wednesday in 2018 now fluctuates between $189 and $389 based on who's searching. The software knows everything. Your location, browsing history, how many times you've checked rates, even what device you're using. Search from Beverly Hills on an iPhone. You'll see higher prices than someone searching from Bakersfield on Android. Clear your cookies and search again. Different price. It's predatory precision. But here's the sinister part. These algorithms aren't maximizing occupancy anymore. They're maximizing revenue per available room, even if that means staying emptier. Properties discovered that 70% occupancy at premium rates beats 95% occupancy at competitive prices, so the software deliberately prices out budget travelers. Former revenue managers confirm the strategy. Set the floor high enough that casual visitors book elsewhere. Let rooms sit empty rather than devalue the inventory. Create artificial scarcity in a city with 150,000 hotel rooms. Casino executives actually celebrate when occupancy drops if revenue holds steady. Think about that. They're happy when fewer people show up, as long as those people pay more. The algorithm ensures working families see $300 nights while high-income zip codes might see $250 for the same room, same night. That empty hotel tower you see from the freeway, those dark windows aren't unsold rooms. They're rooms priced so high that staying empty is more profitable than filling them affordably. But even when big groups want those rooms, Vegas might turn them away. Number 7, the convention dependence trap. When major conventions pull out, hotels quietly don't fill those gaps. They'd rather appear empty than slash prices and devalue the brand. CES cancels 50,000 room nights. Properties don't scramble for replacements. They let those rooms sit dark. Industry reports show that convention business commands rates 40% higher than leisure travel. But here's what they don't advertise. Conventions also book years in advance, pay penalties for cancellations, and their attendees spend 3 times more on property. Replacing a convention with tourists isn't just accepting lower rates, it's accepting lower everything. Watch what happens during major convention weeks versus empty weeks. Properties don't just reduce staff, they literally close floors, shut restaurants, rope off casino sections. They shrink the property to match the crowd they want, not the crowd they could get. The message is clear. If you're not part of a corporate group dropping millions, we're not desperate for your business. Empty conference halls and dark hotel towers become monuments to pricing power. Which brings us to the shocking truth about how they're still making money despite the emptiness. Number 6, resort fee economics. With fees and surcharges doing the heavy lifting, casinos no longer need full occupancy to profit. Half full still equals high margin. That $45 resort fee you're forced to pay, it's pure profit, and it's changed everything about how Vegas operates. Do the math. A 500-room property charging $45 in resort fees generates $22,500 daily in fees alone. Even at just 50% occupancy, that's $8.2 million annually in practically free money. No additional services provided, no extra staff needed, just mandatory fees for existing amenities. But it gets worse. Parking fees, baggage fees, early check-in fees, late checkout fees, minibar restocking fees, pool chair reservation fees. One guest calculated paying $275 in various fees on top of a $200 room rate. The fees exceeded the base price. This fee structure fundamentally broke Vegas's traditional economics. Properties once needed 85% occupancy to break even. Now they're profitable at 60% because fees provide the cushion. Every empty room used to represent lost money. Now it represents exclusivity, while fees from occupied rooms maintain margins. Casino financial reports reveal the truth. Resort fees now represent 15% to 20% of total room revenue. That's not supplementary income anymore. That's a core business pillar. Some properties make more from fees than from gaming on slow weekdays. The psychology is deliberate. Advertise a $99 room, then hit guests with $150 in total fees. By the time people realize the true cost, they're committed. And those who balk at the final price, they're exactly the budget-conscious visitors Vegas wants to filter out. But the filtering system gets even more targeted when it comes to locals. Number 5, the quiet ban on locals. Some strip properties subtly push out local guests with higher minimums and no player perks policies. The goal? Keep the brand tourist only. If you live in Henderson or Summerlin, you're no longer welcome at your own city's biggest attractions. It started gradually. Locals' discounts disappeared, free parking for Nevada residents ended. Casino hosts stopped returning local players' calls. Then came the aggressive moves. $50 minimums on tables even at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. No more free drinks for video poker players. Loyalty programs that explicitly exclude Nevada addresses from premium perks. Wynn was first to say the quiet part loud. We're a destination resort, not a locals casino. Soon others followed. Caesars Properties started checking IDs not just for age, but for addresses. Live within 50 miles? Suddenly that promotional rate doesn't apply. That concert pre-sale isn't available. That restaurant reservation mysteriously vanishes. The economics make cold sense. Locals don't book rooms. They don't buy overpriced merchandise. They know which restaurants are tourist traps. They remember when drinks were free and parking was abundant. They're educated consumers in a market built on ignorance. Former casino marketing directors admit the strategy. Every local taking up space represents a lost opportunity for an out-of-state tourist who doesn't know better. That local playing $10 blackjack for 3 hours, nursing free drinks, they're costing money, not making it. Some properties now literally design obstacles for locals. Resident-only blackout dates. Higher drink prices if your ID shows Nevada. Loyalty points that expire faster for local addresses. The message couldn't be clearer. This isn't your Vegas anymore. But how do they know exactly who to filter out? Number 4, surveillance-based spend control. The emptiness isn't random, it's data-driven. Smart cameras and loyalty tracking help casinos identify exactly how much traffic they want, not how much they can handle. Every face that walks through those doors is analyzed, categorized, and valued in real time. Modern Vegas surveillance goes beyond security. Facial recognition software now estimates your net worth based on clothing brands, accessories, even your walking pattern. Loyalty cards track every dollar spent, every game played, every drink ordered. The system knows if you're a $50 player or a $5,000 player before you even reach the casino floor. Here's what happens next. Properties actively manage their ecosystem. Too many low spenders on the floor? Table minimums mysteriously jump. High roller detected entering the building? Suddenly a VIP host appears. Tables open, and the experience transforms. The same physical space becomes 2 different worlds based on who's being served. Former surveillance operators describe the control room reality. Executives watch heat maps showing spend per square foot in real time. When an area drops below profitability thresholds, they literally close it down. Not broken, not under maintenance, just not profitable enough for who's currently there. The AI systems predict optimal crowd composition, not maximum capacity, but maximum profit density. If their models show that 3,000 guests spending $200 each beats 6,000 guests spending $85 each, they engineer for 3,000. Prices adjust, minimums rise, amenities close until they hit that perfect number. That empty feeling you're experiencing, it's mathematically optimized. They know exactly how many people they want, where they want them, and how much they should spend, which makes what happens midweek even more calculated. Number 3, the midweek mirage. Walking through a half-empty casino midweek is no accident. Properties deliberately close sections and redirect traffic to make weekend surges seem exclusive. That ghost town feeling on Wednesday isn't natural. It's engineered psychology. Here's the playbook. Rope off entire casino sections Monday through Thursday. Claim maintenance or private events. Funnel everyone into smaller areas that feel busier. Create artificial energy in specific zones while letting others go dark. The goal isn't efficiency, it's perception management. Casino floor managers have explicit instructions. Keep only 30% of table games open midweek, regardless of demand. If people are waiting, let them wait. The crowding creates buzz, makes the casino feel alive despite being mostly closed. Those players crammed around 3 blackjack tables don't realize 20 more tables sit empty one section over. Friday arrives and suddenly everything opens. The contrast is jarring and intentional. Guests feel like they're part of something special, something worth paying premium prices for. The velvet ropes come down, lights blaze on, and the same space that felt dead Wednesday night becomes electric. The midweek emptiness isn't a problem Vegas is trying to solve. It's a tool they're using to justify weekend price surges. But the biggest shift is happening off the casino floor entirely. Number 2, the profit shift to online gaming. With digital casinos surging, Vegas doesn't need to pack the floor. Brick and mortar traffic is being sacrificed for app revenue and partnerships. The same companies running empty casinos are making billions from people who never set foot in Nevada. MGM's BetMGM app generates over $1.8 billion annually. Caesars Digital brings in $3.4 billion. These aren't side hustles anymore. They're becoming the main business. Every major Vegas property now prioritizes their online platform over their physical floor. Why deal with real dealers, real drinks, and real overhead when virtual players generate pure profit? The numbers are staggering. Online players lose money 24/7 from their couches. No flights, no hotels, no comped meals. Just pure gambling revenue flowing directly into the same corporate accounts. One executive admitted off record, every physical player costs them money, but every digital player is nearly 100% margin. Watch what's happening inside casinos themselves. Sportsbooks are shrinking while promoting their apps. Slot machines advertise download codes for mobile versions. Even table games now push you toward digital alternatives. They're literally training customers to stay home. The pandemic accelerated a transition already underway. Properties discovered they could maintain gaming revenue without maintaining properties. Those empty casino floors aren't waiting for crowds to return. They're being phased out for digital equivalents. Marketing budgets tell the story. Caesars spends more promoting their app than their Vegas properties. MGM allocates more tech development funds than casino floor improvements. The empty casinos aren't a bug in their business model, they're a feature. Which brings us to the shocking truth they don't want you to understand. Number 1, the illusion of decline. Here's the truth. Vegas isn't dying. It's evolving into a luxury brand. Empty casinos are part of a rebranding play to make Vegas feel premium again, not packed like it used to. Everything you're witnessing is deliberate transformation, not desperate decline. Vegas studied what happened to former luxury brands that went mass market. They watched Coach and Michael Kors lose prestige by being everywhere. They saw Miami Beach become too accessible and lose its cash. The fear wasn't running out of customers. It was becoming too common, too available, too cheap in perception. So they made a choice. Better to be Dubai than Daytona. Better to have marble halls half full of millionaires than packed floors of penny players. The emptiness you see is the space between old Vegas dying and new Vegas emerging. Look at what's actually being built. The Formula One infrastructure wasn't for filling rooms. It was for attracting billionaires. Sphere didn't need capacity crowds. It needed cultural cash. Every new development targets wealth, not volume. The corporate reports reveal everything. Las Vegas Sands, MGM, Caesars all show record profits despite lower visitorship than 2019. Their margins are expanding while their crowds are shrinking. This isn't a crisis they're managing, it's a strategy they're executing. The empty rooms, closed tables, and dark restaurants aren't signs of failure. They're the moat protecting a kingdom transforming itself into something more exclusive than ever imagined. Old Vegas sold itself to everyone. New Vegas is selling itself to fewer people for more money. The emptiness is the point. It's the space wealth requires to feel special. Vegas isn't empty because it's failing. Vegas is empty because that's exactly how they want it.